Hey, I'm Chef Everett. Today we're going to be doing chicken and spaghetti squash and potatoes. There'll be a lot of chopping today. Chef Matt's in Tahiti, chilling out, on the beach somewhere, left me hanging out. So we're going to do this together. What we got is we got a butternut squash, or spaghetti squash. We've got our chicken with some marinade. It's a spicy marinade, not real spicy. We've got our Parmesan and garlic for our roasted potatoes, and we're going to do our onion with it. Now, don't forget, most potatoes look like this when they're good, but when they sit around a little bit, they get eyes. So don't forget to take out the eyes. Whoop. See, that's all we got to do is pop them off. Make sure you get them all off real good. Make sure when you do this, you do wash off your potatoes. You don't want to eat dirt. So what we're going to do first is we're going to get 3 sheet trays. So everything we're going to do today is going to be basically in the oven. And we'll need 1 bowl that we can put the chicken in with the marinade. So that way it can marinate. We'll do all our cutting first. We'll let this marinate for about 5-10 minutes. And then we'll throw it in the oven while we're doing everything else to get it done. The potatoes will take as long. Squash will take maybe 20-30 minutes. We'll check it out. What we're doing is we're just adding the marinade that I give you. Put it in here. Make sure when you put it in, wash your hands if you're using no gloves. When you're done, wash your hands again. Just make sure the marinade's all the way around, so you kind of want to get the marinade on there and let it soak in. The longer it soaks, the better off you are. Alright, while we got our chicken marinated, we're going to go ahead and get our squash ready. It's going to be similar to what we did last week with the butternut squash. We're just going to take out the insides, the seeds. You're going to take a spoon, just scoop it out. Make sure you get all the pulp and the seeds out of it. This one here, you don't have to use the brown sugar or nothing like that. We're going to use basically a little bit of oil, salt and pepper. And then we're just going to go ahead and get this started in the oven while we're doing everything else. And as you see, I'm getting all the guts of the squash out. I think we're pretty good on that part. We got the majority there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little oil inside. Make sure you rub it, and get it down so they cook in. Even on the outside, the skin won't hurt. Oil it up really good. When you're using your sheet trays, make sure you spray them, or at least put aluminum foil down. It helps in cleaning so much later. What we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of salt and pepper. We're going to throw it in the oven now while we're waiting. You can go ahead, it won't hurt to preheat your oven to 350. That way everything, when we're putting it in, it just keeps everything going good. So while we're waiting on that, we'll come back and go ahead and do our chicken because it's going to take just as long. So again, make sure if you oil your aluminum a little bit, it won't hurt. Put aluminum foil. So I know you guys, if you're like me, you don't want to clean. You don't want to scrub. All we're going to do is make sure we get our chicken. You want to put bone side down. So therefore, and then just take the rest of your marinade and just put it over the chicken. Help cook it in. There again, put this in the oven as well, right with that squash. Alright, you see we give you a packet of seasoned salt, garlic, and pepper with some Parmesan cheese. We got an onion. Went ahead and cleaned off the onion. You probably won't use this whole thing. But what you're going to do, you need to make sure you wash your potatoes, Take off any eyes that might be on there. When you're doing this, you want to cut them down, make them equal size. That way they all cook. Watch your fingers. Always be aware of where your fingers are. You go in with 11, you come out with 11. Anybody don't understand that? Call me, I'll answer you. While we're doing it, and you want to put a little bit of oil when you put it on your pan. You want to oil up your potatoes just a little bit. That'll help the seasoning stay on there as well. Today is a lot of knife skills for peppers, or your onions and your potatoes. And a little bit, when we get our squash done, it'll be, you'll need a fork. Make sure you have a fork close by. Look at your potato. You might see a spot like that if it's bad. Where the potatoes sit in the ground, or when they come out, they just sit for a little while before they get used. You want to take any brown spots out. You get on all that. On your onion, you want to make your like a julienne slice, but you don't want to go all the way through, all the way to the end. There again, watch your fingers. Let your fingers be your guide. Hold the end when you get to it. Once you do the julienne, you come back across, and you can just make it as small as you want. Hold your onion. And that's probably going to be what we need right there for what we're going to be doing. What we're going to do now is we're going to throw it on a sheet tray. Make sure everything lays flat so it'll cook a lot easier. It'll cook even. Oil. Don't be scared to use some oil. It won't, it'll help you in the long run. It won't stick on your pan. I'm just going to mix it up a little bit. Lay it flat. We'll take our seasoning. We're going to sprinkle all our seasoning. These shouldn't take, but maybe because it's small cut, it depends on how your cut is. These will probably take about 15-20 minutes at that. If you cut them bigger, it's going to naturally, it's going to take a little longer. To check the potatoes, what you want to do is get you a good knife. When we're done, I'll show you how to check them, but you're going to get a knife and just stick it in your potato. If it goes in with no problem, they're done. So we're going to go ahead and get these in the oven, then we'll see you in about 20-30 minutes. Alright guys, we're back. Our meal is done. You might want to cut your oven down to about 350 because of the sugars in the glaze. It's going to make it look like it's burnt. So you might want to turn it down to about 325, 300 just to let it go a little longer. Our spaghetti squash is done. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to take a fork and just peel it. Be careful though, it is hot. You're going to see how it peels up. What we'll do is we're going to plate up here in a minute. And then, as you notice, the potatoes are done. Just make sure you re-salt so they won't stick. Everything. If you use aluminum, it's easier to clean, wipe it off. And then all you got to do is throw it in the dishwasher or in the sink or whatever you're washing with. So what we're going to do is we're going to peel up some more of our squash here. Just use a fork and peel it. If you've got a little bit of butter, you can always add a little butter to it. What we're going to do is our squash. And then we're going to take our chicken. What you want to do is put one on each side. Bring our potato. put our potatoes right here on the edge. Remember, 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 the brim belongs to me. You put anything on the rim, chefs will get you no matter where you're at. But there you go. Bon appetit. Hope you enjoy.